Okay, everybody, we now go out to Minnesota, where this is Governor Walz. He is doing a conversion therapy protection executive order there, and they will let you know all about that right here on Live Now from Fox.
And that should seem like a pretty simple statement. The fact of the matter, it's not the case. And I want to thank, there's too many folks here to thank everyone. I want to be very careful about making sure we get folks out there. The folks in this room, and as Lieutenant Governor said a little while ago, a lot of folks who aren't here with us any longer, who have fought these fights on equity, on fairness, and on human rights and human dignity. But these fights have been fought. They have been fought in the public. They have been conversations amongst family, and they have been fought in the legislative process. We have several of those leaders here, Senator Dibble among them, Representative Hornstein, and so many others. And I want to be clear, we're here today to sign an executive order banning the discredited, Byzantine, and quite honestly, very harmful practice of conversion therapy. The idea that we would change someone's basic who they are through practices that is not supported by any legitimate organizations, whether they be mental health organizations, medical organizations, or anyone. And you're going to see a spectrum of folks up here talk about that beauty of the human spirit. They'll talk about the psychological part, they'll talk about the health part, and they'll talk about the spiritual part of what it means to be fully human and who we are as each one of us. And we've asked and tried. I want to thank the House of Representatives, made an attempt to try and get this through legislatively, and Senator Dibble's tireless work around that. And our allies, out front Minnesota, the folks who are here from out front, this has been an issue that you have been talking about for a very, very long time and asking for this to be done. Rainbow Health, gender justice, so many others who are out there, and individuals who have had the courage to stand up and say, this is not something the state should condone. This is not something that should be done. So the EO that I'm going to sign empowers existing law that already is in state agencies, from the Minnesota Department of Human Rights to the Minnesota Department of Health to the Commerce Department, to ensure that no minor Minnesotan, anyone under 18, or vulnerable Minnesotans is subjected to this Byzantine torturous practice of conversion therapy. This law will make that no longer available in Minnesota. It will make a very strong statement, again, that this is a place where you are welcome. And whatever the you is the one that we welcome. So we will instruct state agencies to use their authority to restrict the practice. It will be in things such as not making sure that insurance companies are reimbursed for this practice, and making sure that we are putting everything in place so the scope of what those agencies can do is focused on that existing law to make sure that this ends. Today, we join 23 other states who have taken this step. There's no place for hate in this state. There's no room for division. Our LGBTQ plus community is part and a huge part of what it means to be one Minnesota. When they are hurt or put through this, we all hurt. And when they succeed, we all succeed. So I am incredibly grateful for the work that's done. I feel a sense of gratitude for all the people who did this. I feel a sense of thinking today what this is about. There's someone out there today, a young person, and trying to understand a complicated world, trying to struggle against things as they already are, trying to understand who they really are. And I hope they're able to see what this community in this state says is, we see you, we hear you, and we will make sure that you're in a safe place to be who you are. And this law will take one more, this EO will take one more step, but I would be remiss if I didn't say it. Our real goal needs to be to just outright ban this discredited practice, do it through the legislative process, and do it for all Minnesotans. But today is that first step. Protect our minors, protect our most vulnerable Minnesotans, and say to the rest of the state and the rest of the country, Minnesota's here to make sure that love prevails. So with that, I want to introduce Lieutenant Governor Flanagan.
Well, good morning, everybody. Today is a good day. I am so grateful to be here in community with so many of the advocates who have worked tirelessly in some cases for years, to try and bring about meaningful end to this destructive practice. And as the governor mentioned, I want us to just briefly hold the folks who cannot be in this room because of this destructive practice, those who we've lost along the way. As a society, we must object to any alleged treatment or therapy which attempts to tell our children that they need to change in order to be deserving of love or acceptance. Our kids deserve to grow up in a state that values them for who they are, not one that tries to change them. We stand in solidarity with our LGBTQ+ friends and neighbors and children and relatives and loved ones. The governor and I remain committed to lifting up the voices of the LGBTQ+ community, and we know that until we achieve acceptance and inclusion for all Minnesotans, we will continue that fight. And here's the deal. This change is coming. Many cities from across our state, including my hometown of St. Louis Park, have taken action at the municipal level to prevent more of our friends and family from being subjected to this torturous practice. As the governor mentioned, we once again call upon our colleagues in the legislature to pass a comprehensive ban on this practice so that no more of our children will ever have to suffer the trauma of being told that they need to change from the person they were born to be. I also want to reiterate this special thanks to our partners at Outfront who've been working on the front lines and through their networks to advance this initiative through the legislature. Representative Keeler, Representative Hornstein, and Senator Dibble, along with Commissioner Lucero, who have all been advocating and pushing for this. We have your back. Keep pushing. As well as to all of the legislators who are no longer here, but have advanced the House and Senate bills over the years. You laid the groundwork for us, and we will keep going. This work is not over. We have to make these changes in the House and Senate so this can become law, but we needed to do what was right today. So with that, I will turn it over to a real champion for our young people who just continuously models what it means to be someone who advocates on behalf of all Minnesotans. Senator Dibble.
Thank you. I wanted to check to see if Representative Hollins is in the room. Come on up. All right. All right, and we have the voice of the future with us too. Yeah. Well, thank you, Lieutenant Governor, Governor Walz, Lieutenant Governor Flanagan, Commissioner Lucero, First Lady Gwen Walz. Thank you so much for being here. I can try to compose myself. This is an emotional day. I'm here with a simple message. One of love and compassion. First and foremost, I want to say to all of the young Minnesotans who feel isolated, lonely, and despairing, maybe feeling afraid because of what they hear coming from powerful people, or maybe even wondering if they deserve how people treat them or talk about them or think about them, wondering if they could ever have a happy life as deserved. You are perfect. You are who you are meant to be. You do not have to change, and please don't. You are a gift from God. Our state and our world is better because you are a part of it. You are a part of us. You are a full member of Minnesota's family, and we love you, and we see you. I speak from experience. I spent years loathing myself, wondering why I was cursed or weak or sinful, praying for fervency to change, to be given the strength to be different. I was afraid. I was hiding mostly from myself, until others showed me through example that a whole world of joy and happiness is found in knowing that I was perfectly okay. And you have a governor and a lieutenant governor, legislators, and a huge community that wants to know the real and perfect you. I have another message for families, for parents who feel that they are acting from a place of love in sending their child to conversion therapy, who feel like their faith or their faith leaders tell them that this is what is best for their child. I do not doubt for 1 second your love for your child, but please pause, even if for just a moment. See them as the entire, unique, special gift you brought into the world. Everything will be all right. Your child will grow up to be the most amazing human being you ever hoped for when they were a baby. So please let them be that person. To say I am disappointed in my colleagues in an institution that willfully turns its back on young people in need, in pain, calling to us for help is an understatement. However, today, I cannot adequately express how grateful I am for those willing to use the power they have to reach out, to help, to organize, to create community and a movement, especially to all of the brave survivors who have transcended their trauma so that those who follow can have a better life, and to the members of a broad coalition of professional caregivers, faith leaders, and social justice advocates, so Governor, Lieutenant Governor, Commissioners, Representative Hornstein, Representative Keeler, Representative Hollins. Thank you for this day. Conversion therapy is widely discredited and causes harm to those who are subjected to it. It is abhorrent and has no place whatsoever in Minnesota. This executive order will accomplish much to putting a stop to it here. However, executive orders are by their nature temporary. The legislature is not off the hook. So I call on my colleagues and the leadership of the Senate and the House to join me in passing our legislation to codify the provisions of this executive order, to stand up for those who have no political power and no legal standing of their own accord, to uphold the bedrock Minnesota values and our most fundamental of all public responsibilities, to provide care, security, support, and protection so that every single Minnesotan has the dignity, freedom, and ability to live lives they dream of and aspire to. Thank you. Yeah.
And let's take another 2-minute break for some of you right here on Live Now from Fox.
After listening to the previous speakers, growing up in a world that self-harm was an often option because I never fit in. I felt different. I felt like harming myself was better than letting society harm me. This will save lives. I just want to send a message to our kids that you are so uniquely beautiful in who you are. It is our job to support you for the next 7 generations, and I can tell you that myself and the other leaders up here are dedicated to do that. Pilame.
Hello, my name is Junior Avalos. I just want to thank the governor and the lieutenant governor for having me here today. Already? So I'm here because at the age of 16, I put myself through conversion therapy. I got a job working at a fast food restaurant so I could pay the $600 to go fix myself. Because everywhere around me, not just from my peers, but from authority figures that I looked up to, I was being told that there was something wrong with me, that I was broken, that I didn't deserve to be here. And all I ever wanted was to be accepted. Just last month, I turned 25. And at the age of 16, I could never envision my life at this point because I didn't think I would make it this far after conversion therapy failed me because it didn't work. Now, even though I'm just starting the process of healing from this trauma, I'm living my most beautiful, authentic self, and I'm so proud of myself for that. And my hope is through this executive order, LGBTQ children across the state know there is someone on their side of their court and that they get to live their authentic selves without repercussions or fear from the very beginning. I appreciate all the work that has been done to get us to this point. However, this is only the first step. It's now up to the Minnesota legislature to continue this work and pass comprehensive protections. Failure to do so sends a clear message to LGBTQ Minnesotans and their families that they're not worthy of our love and support and even basic legal protections from harmful and discredited practices. But I know that everyone here in this room, all the folks across the state who have been showing up every day, making those municipal advancements, working here in the Capitol, are going to